In this video, I'm going to share 5 tips and tricks for tufting. I started my tufting journey during the beginning of this year 2022, and there's so much I've learned in this small amount of time, so I'm going to share with you these tips and these tricks that hopefully will help you as well. My tip number 1 would be for you to take breaks and to stretch during tufting sections. Make sure that you take breaks so you don't tire yourself out and you let both your mind and your body rest. Also, make sure you stretch. Make sure you stretch your arms, stretch your body. If you've ever tufted for a long period of time, you might notice that sometimes your hand might go numb, or sometimes it might be your trigger finger. And that's because the machine's vibration is restricting the blood flow to your hands. Long exposure to these vibrations can lead to nerve damage and muscle injuries. So that's what I recommend for everybody to take breaks and everybody to make sure they stretch. Stretching will improve your performance by increasing the body's blood flow and flexibility. Tip number 2 is to maintain your equipment. Like any tools, your tufting tools need to be maintained in order for them to be working at 100%. The 3 tools that I have are my tufting gun, my ship shears, and my cordless trimmer. I make sure I clean these after I use them. I use a brush, and it's pretty simple. All you gotta do is, brush the tips of these tools, making sure that you remove any yarn or any lint that accumulates there. Also, before you start using these tools, it's a good idea to oil them. The oil that I use is the one that came with my ship shears. I use those for both my trimmer and my tufting gun. If your equipment didn't come with any oil, you can always order sewing machine oil, and that will help you with that. Tip number 3 would be try to use mostly horizontal and vertical lines. So horizontal, vertical lines. The way that your cloth is made is basically making a grid, and the way your machine tufts, it follows the squares on this grid. It is easier for your machine to follow these lines that go up and down, left and right. Of course, you're going to be using diagonal lines when you're making your shapes. Just make sure that when you're using diagonal lines, it is mostly for doing your outlines, because when you fill in your shape, it doesn't matter which direction the lines are going, but it's so much easier to fill in your colors by using the horizontal and vertical lines. And for tip number 4 would be to make sure you label your colors. I don't do this as often as I should, but I really need to do this. When you're doing your outline, make sure that you're writing down which color belongs to which area of your rug, and this will make it a lot simpler for you to just, tuft back to back. Of course, taking breaks in between, but it will eliminate you from picking up your phone and getting distracted with social media and all these apps that we have nowadays. Of course, if you have a really, really detailed image and you have different shades of colors, it might be a lot difficult to write down exactly different colors that you have. At this point, I would recommend to also have a picture on your phone. Just make sure that it's also mirrored so that you have the colors exactly where they need to be. I did make this chart to show you the abbreviations that I use for my colors, and if you want to borrow them, go ahead. And we are at point number 5. So this is the best point, and that is have fun. The most important thing you can do while you're doing something creative is have fun. This means you might want to put a picture of your favorite Pokemon, a picture of, other favorite cartoons, maybe your favorite sports teams. You can bring a couple friends and work on a rug together as well. Also, you can do what I do and put some music that you can sing and dance to. I'm sure there's a lot more ways to make tufting fun. So if you have any ideas, go ahead and write them down in the comments. I will make sure that I include them in a future video. If you like this information, make sure you hit the like button. To learn more, make sure you check out my other videos. Thank you for watching. Peace.